is Meta Knight.
This is how it works here.
Back in the day, that's right. And obviously, very, very good. And of course, she's carrying over that tradition here. But Vanguard, I believe, too, if I'm not mistaken, very strong player as well, too. So I think we're starting to kind of hit that point where, like, we're starting to see killers starting to meet in bracket.
Yes, we are reaching, I think, the end of this phase. So the end of the BO3, but still a BO3. So we need to be wary of it.
That's right. Yes, and that don't forget that, friends. Best of 3. You don't got a lot of time to make any adjustment. You got to get it done. You got to get it done now right here. Moxi, of course, no Pokemon trainer in sight. We're not going to be the very best like no one ever was. We're actually going to be the baddest like no one ever was right here. They don't get no badder than Wolf sometimes. Vanguard with the Ike gameplay, though.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how the matchup goes, but I think this is an old one. Like, Ike is a character that's kind of got forgotten after the first year of Smash Ultimate, yet he does have some tools here and there. I'm thinking about GP in the UK scene, for example, who does well with him. Now, Moxi with the Wolf, I guess she does have the upper hand, and she's feeling confident going for a spike here from the get-go. Yeah, she's feeling good.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty cut and dry matchup, I feel like. I mean, you know what you got to do. Obviously, you can't allow Ike to kind of swing around you. Ike's fastest aerial, if I'm not mistaken, is back air, and I believe it's only active like frame 7 through 9. So I mean, it's a quick move, but you got some time. But I mean, of course, there's always a looming threat of short hop nair, you know, falling up there. I mean, all those wonderful little tools that Ike has in his arsenal that not only puts on a lot of damage to a character like Wolf, but it plays to his advantage, I think, really well versus Wolf, just given the weight and size. So you gotta watch yourself.
And not really hard. Going for a good down smash here, showing Moxi how to do it, because she went for this option early on, didn't manage to connect it. Yet here, Evening Yards is perfect, because you don't want to be behind Nike here, because we talked about how, yeah, it doesn't have the best option to cover your approaches, but if you whiff one of them, you're going to get have a very bad day.
That's right. I don't have a lot of like dark horses in this game where I feel like, man, I just cannot figure this damn matchup. But Ike is mine. Ike has always been mine. Brawl, Smash 4, Ultimate, is just something about this character and how they're designed. It just does something to me in my brain. Oh, but Moxi said, I do not share that same issue, my friend. Down smash in the corner, down smash for a down smash, getting it done. Moxi, she said, I'm going up big right now. 97% though. Vanguard not taking no prisoners.
Tomahawk? Nope, I thought he wasn't wanting to go for this. But I love how Moxi pushed Vanguard a bit before going for the down smash. She knew exactly the interaction she was going into, and she knew that Vanguard would have wanted to go for this grab auto shield, which is an option we are seeing a few times here and there by Vanguard. So he needs to be wary of them, because now that Moxi got his number, she's going to push that button over and over again.
That's right. She knows she's in the lead right now, and she knows that Vanguard has to play her game. And wow, Moxi is distributing the butt kicking very well here. I love that right into the side B. That is a sign of a very comfortable Wolf parry. I mean, honestly, as nice as that was, it's not uncommon to see a lot of parries on the Fire Emblem characters. Their approach options pretty linear, but when they get that hit, there is trouble. But wait a minute.
10 out of 10. I love this ending.
That was clean.
Even the game wasn't ready. I was like, wait, did it die?
Whoa, that was damn.
Nah, perfect. Moxi again taking the lead in a very fast way. I mean, the game was even during the first stock, and starting the 6th minute, I mean the second one, everything just got so quick, so fast. Yeah. And she just started running with the victory, the lead, and then the victory. Perfectly well done by this Wolf player. I'm quite amazed by the way it went.
I respect it. You know, I think Moxi realized, wait a minute, I'm Moxi. Wait a minute, you know,
wait, I forgot who I am.
I forgot who I am for a little bit. But no, all jokes aside, though, I mean, again, you're Wolf. And you have some options that if you want to disengage from Ike, you can certainly lay that out. Of course, neutral special is such a strong deterrent. If Ike jumps on you a little improperly, you have, again, neutral special. You got Nair, which is that leg is a sword. You know, you got a lot of tools to keep him at bay if he whiffs.
Going on PS2 again, is it going to be different from Vanguard? Do you think he's going to adapt a bit here? Because there's one tool, which is the blaster, as you were talking about. I don't see how Vanguard can deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he doesn't have a choice. And that's kind of the issue with Best of 3. It's like, it ain't a matter of if, you know, you got to. You know what, though? Another thing, too, that I think Ike could really utilize a little bit more here in the Wolf matchup is, you know, the corner control. You know, when Ike gets you in the corner, you know, like most sorties, you know, you run out, then run, you know, you run in, run out, turn around, F tilt. Of course, you have down tilt. You have the looming threat of Nair and forwarder in the corner, which is going to be enough for pretty much all the space characters to struggle working around. But also, you have up B. Now, I know a lot of characters have strong up Bs, but then there's Ike. Okay?
Then there's Ike.
Ike is different.
Ike, Paramitra, those two characters are up there with those RB, I do agree. Hence why, at the beginning of the first game, when Moxi went and tried to contest it with down air, I was quite surprised, because this is one of those situations you don't want to be in.
No, you do not. Whoa, but
however, this is one of those you want to be in those situations.
Bro, you are 100% right, Humming. Being above Fox and Wolf, especially Wolf though in any sense, you are asking for trouble. It's a recipe for disaster. We see it with Jackal. We see it with Ouch, most notably with his utilization of up tilt, upper mid platforms, and we're seeing it right here with Moxi in a big way. Whoa.
What was that?
The slowest quick draw I've ever seen.
That was sexy, but what was the point?
Yeah, that was, I don't know, maybe a little flash, but I want to see if there's a little bit of fire to that flash, though. Not exactly sure. I can certainly, get fancy on the sticks, but whoa, Moxi.
That result great. She didn't feel confident about it, so the spacing was great. Didn't go for the trigger yet, but she's taking notes. She's taking all the situation, and the same way we had those grab out of shield from the side of Vanguard in the first game, I see her taking notes about his habits now, because she wants to get that last stock on the show, I think.
And I mean, this is kind of the markings of just a top professional player. Like, showing your opponent some respect. The last game, of course, a little bit closer, but it seems like Moxi is like, look, there's certainly one type of way you can play Wolf. I'm not going to play him that way because I'm not going to win this matchup versus Ike. I'm going to really, focus on drift away Nair, a lot of empty hops, let him swing first, bait out the option, or just neutral special, You
say the word, let him swing first, and I love that mindset, because this is exactly what you want to be when you will reach later level of that tournament. And having that mindset now is perfect for Moxi. You could see her already going for the kill now when the meat is already cooked. 180% though. Is it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. She needed to go for this option quickly.
Yeah, very quick.
Otherwise, yeah, the situation could have been turned sour.
Now, so like most characters in the game that they play better when they're either in the lead or when they know that you have to try to come and get them. I think of characters like Pac-Man or Sonic or whatever, like it doesn't really matter if you have the lead versus them, because if they're at 100,000%, now you're going to start getting aggressive and they want you to play that game. Ike is one of those characters that could do it too without any projectiles. He knows, okay, you want to come get me, I'm heavy, I'm much longer than you, and I could play a very campy game. Moxi said, I'm not having any of that. You knew that stock was well past its prime, put it in the grave. And it looks like this next stock is shortly behind that as well.
Yeah, Nike at 120% is in an advantage, but when he's reaching those 200 and so, he's in another whole situation. He's just at full rage.
That's right.
Now, again, the situation while we were talking kind of turned the same way we were expecting. Vanguard on his last legs, 120%, and now you can see Moxi going for those kills option already, because she knew exactly, she now knows what she can expect from Vanguard, specifically in those situations, and she can just close the game just like that.
100%.
Force him to close in the gap and then get a kill quickly,
and she's
just
really
like
just
this.
That. That's right. I mean, and we talk about closing out gaps for Wolf, Fox, pretty much all the Star Fox characters, but in this case specifically, Wolf has a really good explosive option. Dash attack, of course, sending you to the top of the screen.
Yeah.
And
that was a sour spot, I think, right?
I believe so, yes. And, just closing out went out in a big way. Again, Moxi just showcased that there are multiple ways to play Wolf. Sometimes we don't have to just be aggro. If the matchup does not call for it, slow it down.
I mean, who has a gun there? I do.
That's right. You brought a sword to a gunfight. I'm just saying, historically, that has not gone well for people with the swords.
That's not the saying I was looking for.
That's right.